I'm a cartoon? Ah! I'm shorter than Kevin Hart! No.
Now, I know that some of you guys have been eagerly waiting for the new Space Jam movie, but when viewers finally got to see it in the cinemas, they were shocked at how some of the scenes had turned out. Keep on watching to discover what celebrities and fans had to say about this new remake. Before continuing, make sure to subscribe to this channel for the latest updates on the newest films. So, what has changed? Okay, the 2021 Warner Bros. Pictures remake of Space Jam got a lot of people talking on the internet, and once you figure out why, you'll probably never see the movie the same way again. Now, the original movie of Space Jam was released in 1996, and for the technology that existed back in the day, the movie turned out pretty decent. The sequel to the 90s cult classic Space Jam was released Friday in cinemas and on HBO Max, but it received some not-so-glowing reviews, with critics saying that many scenes were pointless and the movie was garish and soulless. However, there are also a lot of fans who are saying that the haters are holding high expectations for the LeBron James starring animated film and need to wake up and be more realistic. This remake has been made in a different era, and die-hard fans are expecting the collision between the real and the cartoon world to look more pleasing to the eye. Although Space Jam: A New Legacy did do its best to make this possible, it still made some major mistakes throughout the movie. The remake featured totally different characters than the 1996 version. This time, we got to see LeBron James and different actors that lent their voices to help bring characters like Bugs Bunny, Lola Bunny, and Daffy Duck to life. The biggest cause of controversy. The thing that bothered critics and viewers about Space Jam: A New Legacy was Lola Bunny's appearance. The character was played by Zendaya, and it was written and presented in a much better way than the 1996 version. People really liked the fact that Lola Bunny wasn't stereotyped as the light-headed blonde, who barely served any purpose rather than to create a filling image. The 2021 version of Lola Bunny was far more active in the movie, and she interacted in certain problem-solving cases. Not to mention, she also showed more emotion, but viewers also had their dislikes for the character. The first one being that they didn't like the change of appearance of Lola. The features of the character were a bit different, which made her look a little uglier when compared to the 1996 version of Lola Bunny. The difference, however, was that the new version had a lot less exaggerated features like fewer bangs, fewer curves, and a slightly wider face. Zendaya, who has voiced the character, is now talking about the issue, which she didn't even think would be such a big problem. Zendaya was shocked by the responses of fans to Lola Bunny's new look. In the beginning, Zendaya thought that the character had a normal look and didn't really think much about it. But when she discovered that fans were acting dramatically towards the new Lola Bunny, she couldn't help but laugh about it. She even expressed her shock during an interview with Entertainment Weekly. When explaining what she thought about the whole situation, she simply said that she didn't know that something like this was ever going to happen, and although she knows that viewers love Lola Bunny, she didn't really believe that looks were going to be as much of a focus as it was. In the end, Zendaya did understand the public's reaction, because Lola Bunny is more of a lovable, adorable character than anything else, so the way she looks is very important to the character. Even though fans had intense reactions, Zendaya didn't allow any of them to get to her. She went through the whole situation with a laugh on her face, and said that her character was really special to a lot of people in their childhoods because they've been able to grow up with her, and that's the reason she supports the public's reaction. But there were also people who would blame Zendaya for the whole problem, so the actress didn't hesitate to explain that she was just trying to do the job the best that she could. During the interview, she said that her purpose was to satisfy everyone when it came to shaping Lola's character. She then added that she did what the director and the producers and everybody else wanted her to do, as her job and career include entertaining and satisfying the audience. Director Malcolm Lee thought that the new Lola Bunny was much better. The director of the new Space Jam didn't really see a problem with the character. He said that her slightly changed looks were done to take the attention away from stereotyping her as the blonde girl and giving her more personality, as well as more qualities. When speaking with Entertainment Weekly, he said that he had no idea that people would be up in arms about a bunny not being curvier and more revealing. He did express that he understands people didn't want things to change, but he believes that with times changing, the character character needed some evolution, and this was not by objectifying her, but by making her strong and still feminine. Then there were women mad at the fact that he stated that. Yes, it is shocking to realize that the world is stressing out about the curves of a cartoon bunny character. But luckily, Malcolm Lee said that he wasn't creating a woman character, but instead a bunny. Film critic William Bibbiani said that the trailer spoiled the ending of the movie. Bibbiani wrote, asking viewers if anyone else noticed that Warner Brothers spoiled the ending of Space Jam in the trailer. According to him, the spoiler was not even subtle. He pointed out that the filmmakers literally gave out the entire ending. Bibbiani, however, backed them up, saying that the ending is really predictable, and apparently Warner Brothers didn't even care if viewers knew about how the movie would end. He also wrote that it's quite a predictable conclusion for a family film, but it's also not a standard operating procedure, so it's worth mentioning only because it's pretty weird. He concluded by presuming that this is all a wildly elaborate fake-out designed to lull us into a false sense of security before the movie blows our minds with how clever it is. Or maybe not. Another user that saw the trailer before the movie wrote that the marketing for this movie felt like a shell game and that they want us to focus on basketball and not the weird second act that'll probably focus on the Warner Brothers multiverse. Fans have also sounded off on social media around Lola Bunny's voice after a Space Jam: A New Legacy promotion was released before the movie. The first trailer for Space Jam 2 was released in April, and the sequel of the much-loved 1996 original was confirmed back in September of 2018. The film sees LeBron leading Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, Lola Bunny, and the whole gang of notoriously undisciplined Looney Tunes to win a basketball match against AIG's digitalized champions on the court, the Goon Squad, a team of powered-up virtual avatars of professional basketball stars, all to save his son and get them home safely. What viewers had to say. A lot of comments, especially tweets, revealed the absurdity of applying typical film criticism metrics to a children's film, let alone one as intentionally wacky as the new Space Jam movie. This tweet from user Jesse Hawken does point out some of the flick's odd Warner Brothers cameos that will certainly go over the average kid's head, unless they're caught up on their Kubrick, that is. The discourse surrounding the movie's poor reviews led back to one inevitable question, which is whether or not Space Jam was even good to begin with. Some say no, and that people's nostalgia for the original 1996 Michael Jordan starring film is confusing them to give a proper response to the sequel. One excited fan wrote, "Okay, I had my doubts, but now I really want to see the new Space Jam movie. I'll take my wife and kids to watch it, no doubt about it." A user with mixed emotions wrote, "This looks good. Hope it won't flop when the movie comes out." However, not everyone is happy with the new preview. One disappointed Twitter user wrote, "I'm not the type of person to sugarcoat anything. If I see something that makes no sense, I'll say something. The original Space Jam is a classic. This is not even close. It's a bust." Another shared their doubts concerning James's acting. They wrote, "LeBron James is such a bad actor. I don't really like the preview for the new Space Jam movie," while one user called the trailer cheesy. Space Jam: A New Legacy sits at a surprisingly low 36% tomato meter score on the review aggregator site Rotten Tomatoes. The movie is also rotten, though, clocking in at a 44%. However, the latter's audience score is a bit better, standing at 63%. But who knows? Perhaps the young Space Jam 2 fans of today will be angry and dramatic towards the next Space Jam move of tomorrow. We're just assuming that's how it works. What are your thoughts on Space Jam? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you for watching, and continue on watching our next video.